All right, everybody, what is going on? We're back. We're doing the video here for the, well, I was going to say the new Super Saiyan Goku, but the newly EZA'd LR Super Saiyan Goku from the Namek Saga. This was the Worldwide Celebration unit a few years ago, back during the 6th anniversary. So this guy came out after AGL UI Goku and Int Evolution Blue Vegeta. This guy released along Full Power Frieza that fall during the Worldwide Celebration, so, or I guess summer. Regardless, here's the sitch, right? Here we go with Namek Goku. He's pretty, good against a Frieza. He's got a guaranteed crit. Like, that's pretty good for just his damage and stuff like that. When there's an extreme class enemy, he does get an extra 59% attack. And if it's any other extreme class character other than Frieza, he gets a 50% chance to crit. I guess technically he gets that against Frieza's as well, but it's overridden by the bottom effect there. For 6 turns, this guy does guard now, so that's pretty useful. That's going to be 3 rotations if you keep him on rotation. If you float him off, that will use up 4 turns. So if you float him and then keep him on rotation again, you'll still be able to get... Well, no, if you float him, you're going to burn most of those turns right there, so you're only going to get like 2 turns out of it. As the second or third attacker in the turn, he does get a guaranteed additional super attack and 100% attack. As the first attacker in the turn, he gets 59% attack and 30% damage reduction. For every attack received, he does get 1 ki up to 3. Ki is not that big of a deal for this Goku because he does stack on both his 12 and 18 ki or ultra super attack. He does stack defense on both of those 50%, so that's pretty good. Ki not being a huge factor for this guy is going to be nice. Not that you're going to struggle much with this guy for Ki, but not having to worry about it at all is going to be really nice. Knowing that he's just going to be stacking, that's really good. After receiving an attack, he does launch an additional super attack guaranteed for 4 turns right there. And then at the start of each turn, he does get 1 ki up to 3. And then baseline, he gets 200% attack and defense, 3 ki, and 20% damage reduction. So that'll stack, obviously. If you put him in slot 1, he'll go up to 50% damage reduction. And for 6 turns, it'll be with guard. So you can see right here, he is at 227k defense. After he gets all 3 hits in that he needs, what you're going to do is you're going to take that 227,609, and you're going to multiply it by 1.59 for this multiplicative defense that he gets down there in the 4th section. So after he gets all of his hits in, he's going to be at 360k defense right here. And then obviously every stack that he does is going to give him about half of that. And this is all assuming no support, by the way. So he's going to get about 180k defense every single time that he super attacks, assuming no other factors are true, such as, support or anything like that, domains, that sort of stuff. So all that being said, I think Namek Goku is a little bit underrated by the community, but, stacking defense pretty slowly is not going to benefit you in any way. How would I build this Goku? I would probably go for a mix of additional and... I don't know if I'd say crit or dodge. Dodge is going to be good because you only need to get hit 3 times in order to build this guy up fully. I have not changed his build since he got, since he released, so he still has the same equipments that I've had on him, since forever. Looks like I have mostly crit on mine with the 5 free additional and then some, additional right here. Or, I'm sorry, 5 free evasion and then 11 additional here. I will probably change this to more additional, because I think those stacks are just going to be the most impactful thing for him. But I may wait and see, and just see if this guy gets special equipment during this anniversary before I go and do anything crazy. So I could see them adding more equipment to that Mr. Popo event. Anyway, it's been 5 minutes. We haven't done anything other than talk about this guy. So sorry for those of you who skipped this far ahead in the video waiting for me to do anything. Here we go. Let's go ahead and start. I'm going to put him here next to the Tech Super Saiyan Goku. It's not going to change his links. This guy only has prepared for battle in terms of defensive links here, and it's not that impactful, only 5%. But we're going to have 5 out of 7 activated. Golden Warrior doesn't matter. It's just Ki. And then Saiyan Warrior Race is a little bit of extra attack, but it's not going to be that impactful right here. We can get him almost up to 24 Ki. Not that it really matters, but, it's just good for damage, right? Let's go ahead and grab that. And we'll see how he does. He's going to get all 3 hits in here unless he dodges or unless he dies. So let's see how he does. Sorry about the 5-minute intro. We are now in the video. All right, 148, that's not too bad. Obviously, it's not great. Let me go ahead and pull up how hard this Frieza is hitting, because I don't know offhand. I have cleared this stage. As you'll notice, there are the auto buttons downstairs, or I was going to say downstairs. On the bottom of the screen, there are the auto buttons, so I have cleared this stage. I didn't have too much trouble with it, and this is the exact same team I did use to clear it. We got the normal. That would have been huge to get a stack right there. Unfortunately, we did not. So, this guy got 2 stacks, right, is what Goku got. He got the, first 50% from just his super attack. He got the guaranteed additional for getting hit first. And he did get all 3 hits in right there. So, he should be somewhere around 720k defense whenever we next see him. I don't think there's going to be any other support affecting him. Unfortunately, he is not on Earth Protecting Heroes. I do think that is dumb. There's probably multiple reasons why you can say Namek Goku shouldn't be on it. 1, he's not fighting on Earth. 2, he does let Frieza live, and he thinks he kills him, to be fair. To be fair, he thought he offed Frieza. That's not on him. But technically, Frieza did survive and then travel to Earth, and if it weren't for Trunks, I guess technically Trunks does say that in the timeline, or he doesn't actually know, but what Goku says is that he does teleport to Earth in order to stop them with the instant transmission. Nobody knew that he could do that, but, Trunks is like, oh, everybody would have died if I wasn't here, and Goku's like, nah, fella, I could have been here, and we would have clapped Frieza up just the same, right? Like, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But I guess you can say that he never actually defended the Earth. It's like, in a sense, he thought he did. He thought he killed Frieza and protected the Earth, but turns out, no, he survived. And then Frieza pulled up on Earth like he owned the place, so I guess you could say that he did not protect Earth. But let me go ahead and pull up this Frieza's damage right here. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and cut, and we will come back whenever Goku is back on rotation. I don't anticipate any issues here with this off rotation, so we'll be right back. All right, we are back, and just to show you guys, Frieza is hitting for 1.4 million damage right here. Now, it doesn't really matter that he's physical because Goku is guarding, so that's not really going to impact him at all. Now, notice on this turn right here that, Golden Frieza actually isn't super attacking in slot, or he's not attacking at all in slot 1. So it's actually advantageous for us right here to keep Goku in slot 2. The reason being is that he does get the additional in slot 2 or 3. So this is going to give him that guaranteed additional to get more stacks in. And we should be at that, 720k defense number that I talked about. I guess it's easier to see if I do that. So there we go, 720. You guys can know that, I'm not just making stuff up as I go along right here. So we've gotten 2 super attacks, exactly like I said. I can actually show you guys how that's calculated, right? So if I pull this back up right here, you guys can see my calculator. So we were at 227,609, I believe is what we were at. And then we got hit 3 times, so that activates the multiplicative, or phase 2, 59% buff right there. And then we got 2 super attacks. Each of those give us a 50% buff, so that's going to be 1.5 for 1 super attack, and then multiplied by 2 for 2 super attacks. Boom, 723, 796. Look at that. Look at that. That's the exact number. They got rid of this decimal right here, but look at that. Look at that. I promise I know what I'm talking about, fellas. Like, it's, I I don't just make stuff up, all right? Let's go ahead and grab these. Not that anyone has ever accused me of that, but just to show you, I like to give myself some credibility, right? It's kind of like citing your sources. It's, source me. There you go. There's the proof, right? There's the mathematic proof that I do know a little bit about what I'm talking about here, so... Here we go. So 20 million for Goku. Not too bad. We'll definitely take that. He is getting a guaranteed crit here. We should have a guaranteed additional super attack coming in after this as well. Hopefully we get a triple. That would be really nice. And 19 million right here on the additional is very, very good. I remember whenever these guys came out, their damage was so crazy. Like, come on, Goku. Yes, we got the triple. Okay. So let's go back to let me just hold off for a second here. So now we've done 5 super attacks right here. Oh, we got the little KO. That's nice. So now that we've done 5 super attacks here, let me go back over to my screen. So you guys, we can just kind of count this out together, right? So 1.5 for 1 super attack, 2 for 2 super attacks, 2.5 for 3 super attacks, 3 for 4 super attacks, and then multiply by 3.5 for 5 super attacks. So we take this and we multiply it by 3.5. So we're going to be at about 1.2 million defense on this next turn, 1.266. And we'll have guard and our damage reduction as well. So this will kind of be the peak. This will be kind of where Goku peaks out at. So 1.2 million defense, guard, and 50% damage reduction right here. For context, Frieza is hitting. So notice he says 6 million right here, and he gets a 50% attack buff. So he's going to be hitting for 7 million on this next turn. The way it works is it applies to, like, this number. And then that basically gets added into this is essentially how this works. Really, truthfully, how it actually works, right, is... let me... yeah, I'll just do it here. I was trying to decide if I was going to do it in Excel or not, but I'll just do it here. So, Frieza does a 6 million damage super attack. Frieza does a 2 million damage normal. So what that means is that if we take 6 million divided by 2 million, right... because that's super attack damage divided by normal damage, that gets you the super attack multiplier. So Frieza hits 3 times harder on his super attack than he does on his normals, but he does get this 50% attack buff right here. So what that means is our super attack multiplier is actually 3.5 on that first super attack instead of, you know, just 3 because we get that 50% attack buff. So you take 3.5, multiply it by the 2 million, and that gets you to 7 million, which is the exact same thing as just saying, you know, 2 million times 0.5 plus the 6 million. Like, it works out the same way. So if this guy double supered, you know, it would be, instead of a 3.5 multiplier, it would go up to 0.4 because you would add the extra 50% in, and then you multiply that by 2 million. One extra number. So 2 million, that gets you to 8 million. Again, it's the same thing. So 2 million right here for a 100% boost would be 1. So instead of multiplying by 3.5, you would multiply by 4 because it'd be 3.5 for one super attack. You add the 0.5, it would go up to 4. And so that gets you to the same 8 million number right there. So you guys, if Frieza double supers, his second super attack, assuming he hasn't received any other attacks, is going to be doing 8 million damage. 8 million damage. So if this guy just opens, you know, if he just opens with the double super attack before you can do anything, you're going to be getting hit by a 7 million damage super attack and then an 8 million damage super attack. Just to put that into perspective, we do have the damage calculator over here. So we'll just throw in the 8 million number. Right. Goku, we said, is going to be at about 1.266 million defense right here. He's still going to have 50% damage reduction. He is still guarding right here. But if he got hit by that super attack, he's still taking basically 1 million damage, right? I mean, if he took the 7 million, we'd be a little bit closer to surviving if we're at full HP. But if he ate both the 7 and 8 million damage super attack, I mean, he's cooked. He is cooked right here. So, anyway, with all that said, we'll be right back. You know, I said I was going to cut, but this is actually a good time to just get some footage in for Beast. I'm sorry. Listen, I know this is the Goku showcase. It is what it is. But I am actually kind of thinking that Beast Gohan is still the #1 unit in Dokkan. And, you know, just to reiterate that this is a 7 million damage and an 8 million damage super attack right here. I'm just going to throw Beast in front of it. And we're going to see how he does. Now, he doesn't have his extra damage reduction up for doing 5 attacks or getting hit 8 times. But let's see how he does. I mean, he is guarding with, what, 60% damage reduction right here? So let's see how he does. Okay, 631, obviously not great. If he had his extra 20% damage reduction up right there, I think he just would have eaten it, like, for free. Because he does get that. So he still has his intro buff up. He still has that. But you can overlap his intro buff with the extra support that he gets. That's kind of meant to kind of replace the intro buff a little bit, which is, again, you have to get hit 8 times, or you have to super, or that's actually not a super, you just have to attack 5 times. But let's see how Beast does now. So he's gotten a chance to super attack, so that's going to lower Frieza's damage just a little bit. And then it's also going to increase his defense quite a bit. So let's see how much this does now. Obviously, Frieza's hitting way harder, but we did nerf him a little bit, and Beast got all of his, defense and everything in. So let's see how this does. 180, we survived. Beast just survived a double super attack right there. Who else does that? Actually, are we dead? No, surely Tech Gogeta's going to be fine. We're going to do a lot of attacks here. Surely we're going to lower Frieza's... Well, Frieza is doing 4 million damage normals now, isn't he? Frieza's doing 4 million damage normals now. But we are lowering his attack. You know, Beast got, what, the triple attack in. Goku's probably going to do at least 3. And then Gogeta's going to do like 2, probably. I don't know, actually. Is Gogeta dead? I mean, he is guarding. He does have damage reduction. But, and we're going to lower it some more. He's going to double super. But how is he going to do here? Because we don't have much HP to play around with here, Gogeta. We might be dead. You know, maybe I should have used Beast Gohan's active skill. If we had used that, he would have taken it for double digits. Like, we would have been fine. But I wanted to see how he did just raw. And, I mean, it was a lot of damage, but we did survive. I mean, how many other units in the game right now in that slot are surviving a 7 million damage into an 8 million damage super attack, plus, you know, 3 and 4 million damage normals? Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I was worried a little bit, but we're okay. We're okay. You know, like Tech Goku could not have gone in slot 1 right there. I don't think Tech Vegeta could have gone in slot 1 right there either. You know, I mean, how many units are doing that? I am actually going to use this mostly for the heal. I'll cut and we'll be right back. All right, Goku's coming back, transforming right here. So the benefits of this, one, it's going to realign the attack spread. So that's going to be good. 2, it's going to get rid of the super attacks. Frieza burned, I believe, both of his supers right there. So we don't have to worry about those on this rotation. 3, it lowered his attack a little bit more because we just got 3 free hits in on Frieza. I mean, it's only 6% damage that it goes down, but I mean, that does matter, right? And most importantly is that it does give us that heal. Again, Mr. Satan right here, Hercule, is not supporting. He does support Earth-protecting heroes. As discussed, Goku did not protect the Earth. I don't make the categories, you know, get mad at Omatsu, not me. All right, let's get some clown Omatsu emojis in the chat for those of you who have him. So there he is, 1.266, just like I said he would be. Let me again pull up this screen so you guys can actually see it. No support right here. We've done 5 super attacks. I am tempted to put him in slot 1. I think he'll be okay. These are only going to be 2 million damage normals right here, and we're at 50% damage reduction, just baseline in slot 1, and we have over 1 million defense. So, like, we're going to be fine right here, keeping him in slot 1. You know, that's where having knowledge of the game, like the inner workings of the game, can help you make safe decisions, you know. If you were just like a little scaredy cat boy, you'd be like, we can't put this boy in slot 1. It's like, Frieza's hitting for 2 million. Goku's got 1 million defense and 50% damage reduction. Like, automatically, you know, like, he's fine. Right? So, and then you tack in guard on top of that. It's like, yeah, he's really fine. So, this should be double digits, everything in slot 1 right here. Let's see how he does. Yeah, no super attack coming in. Again, we burned him. We have the scouter up here from Tech Gogeta. So again, we doubly know that there's no super attack coming in. And he's at a 19.7 million attack stat. I have found that Ki is a bit of an issue right here. This is Goku's last turn with guard, I believe, right? He is still guarding, right? I can't remember if the symbol popped up or not. I believe this is his last turn, because this is only turn 5, right? Or is this turn 7? No, this is turn 5. This is turn 5. Because turn 5 right up there at the top. Because GT Super Saiyan 3 Goku was in slot 7. We got him on turn 3, and now it's turn 5. So, pretty good. Not a terrible turn right there from Goku. I wish he had, like, one more additional attack. I feel like if he was quad supering every single turn, like not necessarily quad supering, but if he had the capability to quad super every turn, so you could do just 3 from your passive and then 1 from your hidden potential, like if you could get the chance at 4 super attacks every turn, I think that's, you know, everyone's talking about how would they change Namek Goku? How would they change Namek Goku? For me, what I would want him to do is have him quad supering every turn. Like that's what I would want. Like you kind of can, right? Because you can do a super attack, and then after you get hit, you can do a super attack for 4 turns, and then you can put him in slot 2 on the next turn, and then that'll give you the guaranteed 1 for the previous turn, plus the 1 for slot 2, and then you could do the hidden potential. Like, that'd be 4, right? But you can only really do that every couple of rotations, because his 4-turn effect, you're going to have to reactivate it. That's why I had to put Goku in slot 1 right there. Notice how whenever he got hit, you know, that additional symbol popped up. That means that if I had put him in slot 2 right there, he only would have gotten the additional from his, like, being in slot 2. You know, that 1 that he gets for being hit would not have been activated right there. So you can kind of just do that every other turn. So you put him in slot 1 on his first turn. He does his double super, potentially 3. On his next turn, so like turn 3, You put him in slot 2. He's still going to have that proc activated from the previous turn. So he's going to get that 1 for being hit. He's then going to get the 1 for being in slot 2. So now you've done 3 super attacks, right? And then you could do the hit potential to where he's doing 4. And then on your next turn, on turn 5, you're going to have to put him back in slot 1 again because his turn 4 effect has run off. So you're going to have to get him hit again unless you're facing like an AoE boss, right? So it's just like that kind of weird thing where you have to do, you know, to where you have to kind of like flip him back and forth between slot 1 and slot 2, depending on, you know, if he has his buff up or not. I don't like that. I think he should just be, you know, if I had to rewrite his passive, it would be like, I mean, he already had the additional from getting hit, so I would just leave that there. Like that's there. And then I wouldn't change how they wrote it. It's like slot 2 and 3, you get into, you have the, you just have the additional super attack in slots 2 or 3. But what I would add is performs an additional attack that's like a 70% chance to be a super attack. I would add that in there just for free. And then I think this guy is actually kind of perfect, because then that gives them the possibility to like quintuple super. You could do 5. But that makes it a lot more consistent that you're going to be seeing triple super attacks or even quad supers from this guy, which is going to make him stack a lot faster. So that's what I would do. We got a crazy rotation right here. I'm going to pop, let's go ahead and pop my Vegito. We'll leave the friend Goku untransformed, and we'll go ahead and pop Beast. There we go, because the friend Goku should be fine. Well, actually, just in case, I'm going to pop the friend Vegito, and I'm going to put my Vegito in slot 1. All right, you guys don't care about this. I'll cut. We'll be right back. All right, so we're back on rotation right here. I don't know if I showed you guys, but I did use the Beast Gohan active skill right there. The nice thing about that is that it didn't obliterate, like, Frieza's attack stat, right? Because it got rid of all the counters that the Vegetos would have done. So, like, Frieza's still, like, he's not hitting as hard as he was, you know, on turn 1. But he's still hitting pretty hard, so, Goku's at 1.6 million defense right here. Unfortunately, though, he is no longer guarding, which is going to be a big hit to his defense. You know, obviously, if he was still guarding, that would be, you know, he'd be all right. But unfortunately, he's not. So I don't really know who I want to put in slot 1 right here. Because Gogeta, I don't... 40% damage reduction, 40% for 5. Yeah, is that still up? I don't know if this is still up or not. Maybe it is. I mean, we're gonna have to put him in slot 1 because he's gonna be the only one capable of tanking in slot 1. Like, this Goku is okay, but he's only got 400k defense, and I mean, his damage reduction is only what, 20%? 10%. Yeah, he's only got 10% damage reduction, so I don't know about all that, you know, so. We got to put Gogeta in slot 1 right here. We may die. If we do, that's okay. I would like to get, you know, another turn of Goku. I really want to get him around some support. What other two, you know, this guy is on 100-200% team. Oh, like 100-200% teams. Like, let me show you guys this. Look at this. This doesn't even have Tech Vegito on here, but he is on this team. So I don't know. I don't know what other team I really want to run him on. We'll think of something. We'll take him somewhere else, and we'll get some more support around him, maybe. But, you know, Goku is good. I think he is a bit underrated, just a little bit. But I don't know. Okay, Gogeta didn't dodge this, man. I don't know how he does here. Okay, he does fine. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Okay. I guess we've lowered Frieza's attack more than I thought we had. I was a little concerned there. Even though he's got 80... I was more concerned about the normals, if we're being honest. Because, like, against the super attack, he had the 50% dodge. He's got... the 80% damage reduction scales to the, like, super attack. Like, it's going to just cut down more, right? Like, I mean, either way, it's cutting down 80%, but... I don't know. It is... We won't talk about that. We'll talk about Namek Goku here. So Namek Goku could quad super. He did get hit last turn, so he's got that up. He's getting slot 2, so he's got that up. So minimum, he's going to do 3 super attacks right here. And then hopefully we get the hit and potential as well. They're all going to be guaranteed crits. Okay, that's, I mean, obviously not as good, but we have much higher HP now because we have the double Vegito heal. So 24.6 million attacks right here. No support. I mean, that's, you know, it's not too bad. He's got 2 more coming in as well. That should be around 20 million. So, yeah, 21.6 right there. I guess Frieza wasn't below 30% HP. If he was, we would have been able to use Goku's active skill. And then we please do one more. He does. Okay, so 22 million right there. I mean, that was a good turn, right? I mean, we did basically an 80 million attack stat, all guaranteed crits. I mean, that's good. And each one of those gave him some more defense. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I miscounted. I guess we only did 3 there. My bad, my bad. So he did a 60 million attack stat, all guaranteed crits. My bad, my bad. I looked away and I miscounted. I apologize. You guys think we should run like Yamcha's team? You guys think that's a good one we should run here? I'm trying to think because I don't really want to run Turtle School. I don't really want to run like the trio team. I could run Beast Gohan's team, but who would I bring to support Goku? That's the thing is like I don't like I'm sure Super Saiyan Goku has supports somewhere. Like I guarantee you he does, but I'm just like thinking in my mind who good support characters are right now, and none of them are just like jumping out to me as, oh, we got to use this guy with Goku, right? Like nobody's really just popping out in my head as like the clear and obvious choice here. Well, I didn't realize that we had done this much damage to Frieza, so I'm just going to pop this active skill here and we're going to finish him off. We will come back in another event and get a little bit more footage with Goku. I mean, do we need to? Do we need to see more? I mean, I don't think we do. Vegeta's waving his finger at me saying, no, you don't. We saw Goku. We saw him all the way through the event. I'm going to use him more during the anniversary, so we're going to get more footage of him. I think we're good. I mean, we didn't get the active skill. We didn't get that. I can play a clip of that. Hang on.
It's over. Never hurt anyone ever again.
All right, there we go. We got the clip in. I don't know when I muted my microphone, but there we go. We got the global clip in right there. We got the it's over. Never hurt anyone ever again. You moron. You know, like it's funny. I don't know why they don't have the audio clip of him going, "You fool!" You know, like why is it, "You moron"? Like, you know, like it is what it is. All right, let me know what you guys thought about Namek Goku. I'd say we got through this pretty easily, and it's like you guys can point to other characters and be like, "Oh man, Beast was just really carrying. Oh man, like Tech Goku was really." It's like, but were they? Like, were they really carrying? I mean, you guys didn't get to see the other rotation, obviously. But, like, I mean, Beast did really well. I mean, he was just holding down that other rotation. But, I mean, like, on Goku's rotations, I was always just putting him in slot 1. It was pretty rare that I didn't. The only times I wasn't is because it was strategic to, you know, get him more super attacks and more stacks. I mean, that's, like, I felt like I played well around him. You know, you could say, like, oh, well, you use the grade 8 transformation. It's like, well, I mean, we actually got better footage out of that because I wasn't going to put Goku in slot 1. I mean, that was one of his slot 2 turns. That's where he needed to go. And there actually weren't any attacks on slot 2 on that turn whenever we loaded in. So it's like, I could have put him in slot 2, but there wouldn't have been any attacks aimed at him. So I thought it was more important that, you know, we pop the active skill. You know, it does lower Frieza's attack a little bit, but more importantly, it did rearrange the attack placement, so we actually got to see him take hits from the STR Golden Frieza in that slot too, while his passive was still, you know, pretty high. Or, well, his super attack damage or normal, before his attack was debuffed, basically, so. Let me know what you guys thought about Goku. I thought that this was a pretty realistic showcase. It's not like he was just swimming. I mean, there's literally 0 support, so it's not like I was just juicing him or going crazy with him. I mean, it was just a comfortable run through the event of what, you know, I don't know if this is the hardest event in the game. It's definitely not the most toxic, but if someone said like, oh, this is the hardest event, just because, you know, I mean, you got to be able to tank an 8 million into a 7 million damage super attack, right? Like just off the cuff. That's pretty crazy, you know? So let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know if you guys thought this was a fair showcase for Goku. Again, I come away from this thinking I think he's pretty good. I mean, if this is the hardest event that they've given us so far during the anniversary, of course it's going to get harder. You know, it always does. But at the moment, I'd say he's adequately tuned. I would not say he's top 10. I don't even know if I'd say he's top 15. But, you know, a lot of that is just based around the other characters in the game right now having just major team protector abilities and, like, support and just other things that they're bringing to the table. Namek Goku and Frieza are both just pretty generic characters. They're not supporting. They're not doing anything special. They don't have a domain. They don't have support. They don't have, like, anything. They don't have a revive. Like, nothing that just makes them useful to the team. The only thing they're bringing to the table is, like, some okay-ish damage. And that's about it. Like, I mean, their defense isn't anything, especially like Goku. Goku's defense isn't anything super stellar. I mean, he's not supporting. He's just okay. Like, he's a good, you know, people like to throw this term out, but he's a good 6th unit to put on your team. You know, whenever you're building your team and you're just like, oh man, I need one more character to throw on here. He's a good character that it's like, you know, you have to play around him. You have to think about him a little bit. And that's not what we want out of these Dokkan Fest exclusive LR EZAs. That's not what we want. We want characters that are just killers, right? We want the Tech Gogetas. We want the AGO, you know, UI Gokus. We want the Evolution Blue Vegetas. We want the physical Janimbas. We want the crazy EZAs for these LRs, especially like the big celebration LRs like this, and especially like the only Namek Goku, like real Namek Goku in the game, all right, that has good animations. Like, we want a really high standard for him, but he just didn't have anything in his kit that made him special, you know, like even whenever he came out. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Thank you all again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will catch you guys next time.